All right, here we go. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another show. Happy Friday/Saturday morning for y'all. This is another episode. My name is Gerard. This is my little brother, Alex. And the missing guy is JR. And we are your hosts of the GAJ Podcast. Here we go. Fade that out so I can actually hear myself. Welcome to another week, guys. It's a weird one this week. We're recording on I said Friday night, but it's actually Tuesday night for Alex and me, so you'll be getting notified Wednesday morning of this episode.
It's late on a Tuesday night. I'm actually winding down for bed. That's why I'm wearing my go to bed. Actually, this is my go to bed clothes. Sort of my go to bed clothes. This is like when I'm winding down, getting ready for bed.
Yeah, me too. I'm actually broadcasting from Mom's house. So I am in the Chicagoland area, visiting Mom for a few days. But we wanted to make sure we got to connect with you guys out there in podcast land also. So here we are, Tuesday. And since we are at Mom's house, I feel like it's just fitting that we start with, by the way, we're on episode 9 because I keep getting that wrong. And might as well start off with Mom's spaghetti. And I think we should just go ahead and start off with what Mom shared with us this week. So Mom, sorry, I'm on one monitor, so I've got to kind of flip back and forth between stuff. Mom's dinner, this is actually from last week. She had a little vegetable lo mein with walnut shrimps, and then looks like for dessert, she had a little strawberry cheesecake, an almond cookie, and a fortune cookie. So that's what that looked like. Looks pretty good. Nothing too crazy, but satisfying nonetheless. For me, well, that was my drink Friday night. That is an old-fashioned from a restaurant called Farina in Kansas City, and that is my favorite old-fashioned in the city of Kansas City. And then the other one I wanted to show you guys was, this was pretty awesome. This was the reason we couldn't record on Friday night. I'm sorry, this was Saturday night. We went out to dinner with some friends to a new restaurant in Kansas City called Buck Tooie. It is kind of a...
Haktua? What?
Haktua, yeah. Buck Tooie. If you want to know how it's spelled, there you go. So this is actually a
Thai?
fusion of, Thai. It's a fusion restaurant of Thai and Kansas City barbecue.
The fuck?
Yeah. Hey, say what you want. It was freaking delicious. Had a little...
I've had fusion that was Filipino-Mexican. So it's like chicken adobo,
I bet that would be good. But yeah, I got kind of one of the barbecue plates. Got a little pork belly, some sausage, and some brisket. And then my buddy Sean let me try one of his ribs, which was delicious. The ribs were cooked really well and had a really tasty glaze on it. And then for my sides, as you would normally get with a barbecue plate, I got a little bit of mac and cheese. And this is kind of the fusion here. This is pineapple fried rice. And the jar I was showing you, what's that?
I like pineapple in my rice.
I didn't think I was going to like it. It was pretty good, especially when I put this stuff on it. So I actually ended up buying like a jar of the hot sauce that came with one of the appetizers that I wish I would have gotten a picture of. This is like a green, chili sauce. It's actually pretty spicy, but man, it is so tasty. It was delicious. It came with the appetizer and I asked for more, and yeah, I was putting it all over everything. It was so good. So good. I have yet to try it on some eggs, but I think I'm going to be doing that when I get back to Kansas City. So yeah, Buck Tooie in Kansas City, Missouri. It's actually, this one was in Overland Park. So if you get a chance to check it out, I would highly recommend it. We had a great time, and the food was delicious. And then for one of Ashley's creations, she made a crunch wrap. So this was like a cheeseburger crunch wrap that I don't know where she got the recipe, but that's what we had for dinner on, last night. That was Monday night. So that was pretty good. She's been experimenting with some like low carb stuff. This wasn't necessarily low carb because she couldn't find the tortillas that she wanted, but so these are just normal carby tortillas, I guess. But I thought it was pretty good. What'd you have? Anything interesting meal wise for you this week?
Yeah, I'll put up on screen.
Let me
prepared earlier.
Awesome.
Just now. I have to stall while I figure out how to share. Which means I have to talk really
We
slow.
have never claimed to be professionals, folks.
I'd have to wait for you to allow me to share.
Oh, yeah, let me add that. Amateur hour in here.
Saturday, of course, we got Filipino food.
Yes, sir. I like it.
Here. We're at Grill City, which is inside Seafood City, which is all right food. It's not great food. It's more like, and I've mentioned it before, it's kind of just like made in bulk.
Uh-huh.
But we have there next to the rice.
Cater to the masses.
Chicken frittata, which
Yes,
I do
sir.
enjoy. The only thing about getting chicken frittata when they try to fill up whatever space they have on the container that they give you is that when you get chicken, the bones take up a lot of room. So
Yeah.
that's why I like to get pork adobo instead of chicken adobo because all the bones take up room. The only thing is though with pork adobo, you get a lot of fatty pieces, and I don't always like to eat the fatty pieces.
There's kind of give and take with the chicken because cooking it with the bone on like brings in some flavor, right? But then they serve it and it takes up a lot of space. So
you get less meat.
Yeah.
It was decent. And up there in that cup, which you put food in the styrofoam cup, doesn't look too appetizing, but that's just the way it is. They had caldereta, and I was excited to get caldereta. And then when I paid for it, I was like, they didn't charge me extra for the beef caldereta because if you get a beef dish, it costs more just because it's just the way it is now.
Yeah.
It's expensive. Yep. So I started eating it. I'm like, oh, it's not beef.
Oh no!
It's pork though. It was all right.
Pork's so good though.
And I think that's just something they do sometimes because they don't want to, use the beef because it costs extra. Just like with 3-3, they don't use ox, they use beef, and then they charge you more.
Yeah.
But it's still good. They still have the sauce and good.
It looks good. It looks good, and
Colorado
is one of those things. They make it with pork, they make it with beef, they make it with chicken, and it's all good. So
I never had it with chicken. I'd be up for trying.
Actually, I don't know if I've ever had it with chicken either. It's always been pork or beef, and it's always been good. So nothing to complain about, even in the least. All right, so
that was it.
While we are still on Mom's Spaghetti, I have a story to share that I found on Instagram. And since we are both Chicago boys, well, let me ask you first. When you get a hot dog, do you put ketchup on your hot dog?
Yeah. And it depends on how I'm eating that hot dog because it's a ketchup and mustard pairing.
Okay.
If there's other stuff I can put on it, I don't like to put ketchup on it. If there's like peppers on it, I don't like, or bacon, I don't like ketchup mixed in with that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. But as far as like just your standard hot dog, so thinking about like a Chicago style hot dog, as you and I both know, and everybody who's from Chicago knows, you don't put ketchup on the hot dogs in Chicago. Theoretically, right? You're not supposed to anyway. Have you ever wondered why that is?
I did until I saw the video.
Oh, I did send that to you, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot what happened already.
What's that?
I forgot what they said in the video.
So, and I'll show it. I won't play the sound because you won't be able to hear it anyway. But I don't know if it's showing or not. Anyway. Oh, maybe it's not showing. Oh no, it won't let me show it. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, the video that you would be seeing if I knew what I was doing is it's a chef in Chicago. It's a news story from the NBC station in Chicago, and basically they're asking the question to one of the professional chefs in Chicago. Well, back in the day when Chicago still had a lot of like stockyards and cattle and everything, you know, hot dogs became a thing, and ketchup was a way of disguising, kind of covering up bad meat, right? So not good tasting meat. So being able to say we don't carry ketchup meant that the meat, the quality of the meat you were serving was much better. The quality of hot dog was much better. So that's why whenever you go to, and I know some places are lax on it, but whenever you go to a traditional Chicago hot dog place, especially in Chicago, it's kind of a badge of honor that they don't serve ketchup, because what they're telling you is their meat is better than the other places. So if you ever wonder why a Chicago hot dog place doesn't carry ketchup and you want to get annoyed by it, maybe think of it this way. You're insulting that place by asking them for ketchup, because what you're telling them is their meat doesn't taste as good, their hot dogs don't taste as good, so you need to cover that up with ketchup. So yeah, little lesson of the week for, instead of just sharing our food, a little lesson of the week included with our mom's spaghetti. And then the other thing I wanted to show you was, just because I think you're gonna like this. I don't know. Are you a biscuits and gravy kind of a guy?
A what?
Do you like biscuits and gravy?
No.
Or sausage gravy?
If it's there.
Oh, because I found this recipe. I haven't shared it with Ashley yet, but I need to. This is like a carnivore diet approved version of biscuits and gravy. So instead of using flour, they use, where is it? 1 pound of sausage, 4 ounces of cream cheese, a cup of heavy whipping cream, salt and pepper to taste. But basically they're not using flour, so that kind of cuts out a lot of the carbs. They're not crushing biscuits up and putting it in there, so it's kind of a carnivore diet version of sausage gravy. I personally would like to try it, but I love biscuits and gravy. I think when you live in the Midwest, it's something you learn to enjoy. You moved out to the West Coast, so maybe it's not something that people do out there.
No. Good breakfast
definitely like a Southern and Midwestern thing for sure. So anyway, that was Mom's spaghetti for the week. I'd like to tell you I had something for Hey Dad, watch this, but I don't really think I do. I mean, other than just I finally got my ass back in the gym this week, so kind of doing that a little bit and starting to take a few progress pics, but nothing really to speak of there. I'm in Chicago, so maybe I'll record something here and share that out next week.
What, at a gym?
Oh, just in Chicago. Just in and around Chicago. Oh, I guess, okay, so something I did, it doesn't really fit into this, but Mom and I went and saw Captain America tonight. Have you seen that yet?
Funny you ask, because over the weekend I was watching a YouTube channel, a show on a YouTube channel that talks about movie news and things going on in entertainment. And someone, you watch these type of shows, you send in super chats or make comments, and the host will read it. And someone dropped a message saying he uploaded the entire movie to YouTube.
Oh, really?
So I stopped the show and turned it on to YouTube. And
Did you?
after about 45 minutes into me watching it, YouTube pulled it down. And I went, oh, wait, I'm not done yet.
Don't do it yet.
So I've watched about 40 to 45 minutes of it.
Uh,
But I'll say this: the resolution was not great. It's not like one of those bootlegs where someone was at a movie theater.
yeah, they're like holding their phone up there, like.
I think it was an actual digital copy, but for some reason they can't upload it into higher resolution. So it looks a little grainy. It looks a little pixelated. It's not terrible. It took me a while it took me a little bit of time to get used to it. Just accept that it's not going to be like high definition. It
Yeah.
looked like 90s VHS played in 2025.
I can't do that.
I've seen about
I can't
45 minutes of it.
Yeah, I can't watch the bootleg stuff. Like, if I'm watching a movie, I want it to be in like high resolution, and I want to have a good quality picture. So I'm okay waiting for it to be on a streaming service or go watching it in the theater. So,
Yeah, my plan was to wait for it to get on Disney Plus, but when you drop it on YouTube, and I don't know when it's going to release on Disney Plus, probably a couple more months. I was like, well, let's see if I can shortcut this. I was at home, so I was just like, what day was that? Saturday or Sunday? And I was just being lazy. I think it was probably Sunday because it was a rest day. And I was just kind of binging stuff, and I came across that, and I wanted to watch the entire movie, but there's this thing called the law. And Law won there. So I've seen 45 minutes of it.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can see the rest of it soon, because I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty entertaining. I don't know. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to ruin it for you or the audience. But I like having Anthony Mackie in there as Captain America. Kind of cool.
I'd say from what I saw in those 45 minutes, I liked Anthony Mackie.
I'm just an Anthony Mackie fan in general.
I liked him in the movie because in the TV show the TV show wasn't done very well. There were some good parts, but overall it just wasn't done very well.
What TV show?
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He came out in his probably 2021. Where he becomes Captain America. Spoiler.
Yeah. You're okay. I did see that. I completely forgot that was a show and not in one of the Avenger movies. But yeah. Anyway, Captain America, very entertaining. Not much I can say without starting to get into spoilers, so I'll just leave it at that. I will say that Mom originally wanted to go see the Mufasa story. The live action.
It's Disney Plus also.
Yeah. I wasn't into that one. Yeah, so luckily she was okay with going to watch Captain America instead.
Did you go to the movie theater that serves you food?
Yeah, that Studio Grill, whatever. Their food is just okay, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's just okay. I don't think I would get what I got again.
It's better than regular movie theater food, but it's not like they specialize in anything.
Yeah.
You wanted a hamburger or you want a cheeseburger? Here's a cheeseburger.
Yeah, if you don't want just the big ass tub of popcorn, then yeah, it's better. I think I would probably get like an appetizer and then just the big tub of popcorn and some peanut butter M&Ms.
Whenever I go see movies at movie theaters, I never eat.
Oh, I do.
Unless I'm just really hungry and I sneak in like a granola bar.
Oh,
I never eat popcorn.
I want popcorn.
Water, I hardly ever touch it.
I want the biggest Coke I can get and a big tub of popcorn with too much salt and too much butter and some peanut butter M&Ms. That's my thing whenever I go to the movie theater. Yeah. And since we are talking about Avengers, I'm going to go ahead and go into I Play Nerd. I didn't necessarily go on the hunts that you go on.
How come I never get an out and about segment anymore?
What's that?
I never get an out and about segment.
Well, we tried to do with Hey Dad Watch This. I think I'm going to change it back because Hey Dad Watch This just doesn't really make sense all the time. So we'll probably go back to just calling it Out and About. But what are you doing? We'll go back to it. What have you been out and about doing?
I played football.
Oh, did you guys start?
It felt good. I took 2 seasons off. Now I'm back. Felt good to be out in the sand, out in the sun.
Nice.
I scored a touchdown.
You scored a touchdown? Nice.
Yeah. I did mention this in a previous podcast, but one of my neighbors is a Michigan guy. He might be able to hear me right now. And I kind of parked my car, so he always sees that my secure license plate.
Heck yeah.
So he's on my team.
Yeah. So he knows. He knows you were pointing it right at him.
No, he's on my flag football team.
I know. So he knows you were pointing the plate at him.
I was sure it's him though when I first saw him. I was like, nice to meet you. He might have quit the team though, because I was looking at.
Oh, that sucks.
His name's not showing up.
Oh,
so
that sucks.
He might have been a one and done type thing.
Boo.
Maybe because he couldn't cheat. He didn't want to
play. he couldn't figure out the sign stealing. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, so did that. What else have I been doing? Binging TV.
Heck yeah.
Finished up Cobra Kai. I did that a while ago. Binged Mythic Quest up to the newest episode. Binged Reacher up until the newest episode.
Oh yeah, I've been watching some Reacher. I love Reacher.
I think the new one's tomorrow. I'm not certain though. And I just started a show called Paradise yesterday because I heard it was good.
Dude, we've been watching that one. I like that show.
I just finished the second episode maybe 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like that show a lot. We started watching just by accident. Like I thought it was something I was going to play in the background, but I didn't really have any interest in it. I just wanted to turn something on. It's on Netflix. It's called Running Point. It's got, oh gosh, what's her name? Kate Hudson in it. And I'll be honest, I don't recognize anybody else, but big fan of Kate Hudson. It's about a family who owns a basketball team. The father who owned it passed away, so it went to like the oldest son. But really the biggest like basketball fan, I guess, was the daughter, and the oldest son has something happens, and I know what happens, but I'm trying not to spoil it too much. Ultimately, Kate Hudson's character ends up taking over as president of the basketball team, and she.
Wait, is this a pro team? I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, it's a pro basketball team. They don't use any like actual NBA teams.
Yeah.
So like the name of the team in the show is called the Los Angeles Waves.
That's so weird. Yeah. Well, they're called the Lakers.
Yeah, I was saying.
It makes sense either. Waves would actually make sense. Okay, well.
Yeah. But you know what? I turned it on just to have it kind of playing in the background, and it sucked me in. It's pretty funny, dude. Like even Ashley got into it, and she doesn't even like we don't really watch basketball or anything. Neither of us do. If you're looking for like a funny show to watch, it's pretty entertaining. I've liked it so far. I think we're 3 or 4 episodes in, and it's pretty good. I like it a lot. So if you want to check it out, you should. But I think you will enjoy Paradise. We did.
I think the full season's out now.
Yeah. So we've already finished this. We've already finished the season.
Cool. So I can finish it this weekend. What's up?
And yeah, they this won't be a spoiler, but they throw a pretty good cliffhanger on you right there at the end. So
yeah, I kind of figured they would because the first season you want to come back for at least 2 more.
I'm committed. Like I have to see the next season already. So
the rough part though is that we don't know when the next season's going to come.
Yeah, that's
next year. Are they going to start next year? So it's really going to be like 2.5 years.
I end up losing interest in shows that take too long to get the next season out. Like, you really have to have me like this one. I would probably watch, but sometimes like if it's just a show that was like, I was like, oh, all right, well that was entertaining enough. And then if they go like 2.5 years without the next season, I end up losing interest.
That's what happened with me and Severance. First off, Severance I thought the first season was just okay. It wasn't like I didn't like as much as other people said. Then I kept hearing people talking about the second season, so I started it. I watched the first episode, and I don't know. I'm not as interested in it as other people are. I might go back to it.
At that one.
Maybe when I can binge it, I'll go back to it. But it's not like Reacher or Paradise where I'm like, what's the next one? Yeah, what's the next one? It's more like, okay, well, that was an episode.
Man, I gotta tell you, like, I see why they did it and it's working, but I hate that they, like, on Reacher, they went to releasing an episode every week instead of just like putting it all out there so I can just binge watch the entire season.
Yeah, binging the whole drop the whole season at once. That doesn't work. That's a bad
I loved
move.
it.
That's a bad move for the show.
I agree with you. I loved it though because I would just binge watch the entire season like in.
You just wait till it's over, till they release everything.
Yeah, but I know it's there, so I have to go. It's kind of like DVRing like live sports. You try to wait and just watch it afterwards, but the scores are out there already, and I can't not look at the scores, so I have to watch it.
Is it still DVR? Is that still around?
It's not DVR, but like if you have like YouTube TV, you can set it to kind of record episodes and then play them back, which is cool because when you do it, it's kind of like a DVR where you can fast forward through the commercials.
Cool.
So that part's kind of cool. But yeah. Yep. But anyway, so I've got something for you this week on I Play Nerd. I didn't necessarily go on a toy hunt as much as something I came across, and that was, speaking of the Avengers, some Avenger action figures at the Goodwill store. So I saw the Hulk, Thor, Black Panther, and Groot. And then on the other shelf, I saw Anthony Mackie as Captain America.
No, he's Falcon there.
What's that?
He's Falcon.
Oh, is that still Falcon? I thought he had a star on his chest. Nope, you're right. No star on the chest. The original Captain America, Ant-Man. What's this girl's name? The Wasp or whatever. And then Chris Pratt's character that I can't remember
Star-Lord.
his name either. Star-Lord, thank you.
Peter Quill.
Peter Quill. Yeah, so I saw those at the Goodwill store, and I was like, oh, cool. I'm on a toy hunt-ish type deal. So
Those are the type of figures that you buy in like a multi-pack, and it's for like for children under like 5.
Oh yeah, there was nothing like specialized about these action figures. They were just there, but I mean they were good enough that they stood up, so that was kind of cool. I kind of thought about it, but I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put that stuff, so I almost bought that Nerf gun that's right behind them, but it didn't work.
What was it?
It's a Nerf gun.
Oh.
But it didn't work, so I didn't.
Dude, they made so they had a toy fair last week, showing off a bunch of new toys coming out, and I was watching videos of it, and Nerf was there.
I love the Nerf guns.
I didn't get video of it, but I've seen video of it. But they have like a fucking like assault weapon.
Dude, they have all kinds of shit, man. It's so cool.
No, it's like it's almost scary. You're like, holy shit. I think you're really borderline. That's an actual weapon. It shoots like, I don't know, 5 bullets in a second. Not bullets.
Oh wow!
There's
some velocity on them.
They're probably like little pellets. Like, dude, I'm trying to think like we might be going a little too far with what big firearms we're giving the kids when they shoot like that.
Dude, have you ever seen those like airsoft guns? They shoot like these. They shoot like little rubber pellets, but they fucking hurt. Like I remember we had one. Huh? No, it wasn't even a Nerf one. It was like, it's an airsoft gun, so it shoots. It's not the Nerf darts. It's these. They're like little rubber. They look like BBs. Like I think you can shoot BBs, but we just had like the plastic BBs or like little like rubber BBs instead of the metal BBs. And yeah, somebody had one in the office. This was a few years ago at a previous company I worked at, and we were fucking around with them like, how bad does this thing hurt? Like, it's not gonna pierce my skin if I like shoot myself in the leg, is it? They're like, I don't know, try it. I knew the bullets weren't metal, so like I did it. Like I'm like, oh shit, that left a big ass welt on me. It was just like a little tiny rubber pellet. I'm like, oh my god, like I won't do that again. But
when I was in college, and I hung out with some guys I worked with at our college job in one of the offices. One of my buddies got I don't know what you call it, like a taser gun.
Oh yeah.
Electric goes, and you know we're gonna get drunk and play with that.
Hell yeah.
And
that's why I'm laughing already.
And we brought it. He brought it to work, and when the boss was around, we were playing with it. And one of the girls there, she just took it and she shocked herself. She's like, "What? It doesn't hurt."
Oh wow!
I was like, "Oh, you just made us look like wussies."
She's like, "You pussies." That's awesome. That's really funny. That is very, very funny. Yeah, man, some of the stuff we used to play with as kids, like, because, I mean, this dude, his airsoft gun was from being a kid. I mean, it's literally a BB gun. It was just shooting those, like, little rubber pellets instead of the metal ones. But, like, yeah, I mean, what's that?
So Nerf has that now. I have one of them. I think I have two. No, I have one of them. But the one in Toy Fair was just shoots way too many at one in a short amount of time.
I think I would like to have one.
I kind of do too, but I still think we might be going a little too far here.
Yeah, but I still want it.
Want it for adults.
I think.
Fuck around. I think once we have kids playing around with that shit.
Yeah, I think once we're in a house,
that's just a little too far.
I think once we're in a house, I might start getting some cool Nerf guns, just to mess around with.
I got one when I got mine is because a coyote came around my door, and I want to get a real gun.
Yeah.
So I got the one that shoots the pellets, and then I got one that shoots the darts, and the darts aren't gonna do anything.
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna shoot it with a dart?
If you shoot the coyote with the pellet, it's probably gonna shotgun. What the hell is that?
Yeah.
It's not gonna hurt it too bad. It's not gonna.
No, it won't.
Or shotgun, like.
It won't even pierce the skin, but it'll hit hard enough that it'll startle them, and they'll probably make them run away, which is
get worried about
ultimately what you want. Yeah. You know, I'm into like the overlanding thing and outdoorsy thing, and one thing that came out in the last couple of years was, you know how they make those like bear sprays, the bear maces?
Yeah.
They made I mean, it's kind of like, I kind of describe it as something that's kind of between like a flare gun and a gun. It's a non-lethal, so it's got like these pellets that when it hits the target, it explodes, and it's a pepper spray in a pellet form.
Okay.
So it's a non-lethal for being out in the woods. Like if you encounter a bear that's a little aggressive or anything, you can shoot this thing at it, and if you can hit it kind of, near the face area, the idea is that it's not going to harm the bear permanently. It's not going to penetrate and damage internal organs in any way, but it'll when it hits, it'll kind of explode, kind of pop in like a balloon, and it'll emit a pepper spray, and make the bear want to run away.
I hope it's going to want to run away. I've seen too many videos where
Yeah.
it says, "Do you think you can outrun a bear?"
Yeah.
you watch this bear like bears are like bulky, so they look like they're not moving fast, but they're covered.
Oh, I have no desire.
If they see you, they're running after you. Your life's over.
Yeah. You better hope there's somebody with you that you're running faster than.
No, it's gonna get both of you.
Yeah.
It's gonna kill one and then kill the other.
I remember looking at it at one of the expos I was at, and I'm just like, man, if I encountered a bear, I would absolutely empty that thing. And if I was going to have one of those
internal organs, because it's going to destroy my whole body.
And honestly, even if I carried one of those, you know what? I would want to have an actual, like a real gun with me too, because if that doesn't work, I want something that will. You know what I mean? Like I will.
Yeah, you need something powerful though.
I will empty a magazine of those pepper spray bullets. Yeah, you can't use like a 22 caliber. That'd be dumb. It wouldn't do anything. I would think you would need even bigger than like a 38, like maybe a 45 caliber, or a 9mm should work. But yeah, I would want to have the pepper gun would be cool. But on the off chance it might not work, I would want an actual gun with me just as backup. But before I get to that step, I'm actually going to look into, after the wedding, and it probably wouldn't even be till next year, I'm going to look into like firearm education and safety classes and take those before I even think about buying a gun. Just to be safe, you know. I'm not opposed to gun ownership, but I think there's plenty of people that aren't necessarily educated enough to own a gun, so I don't want to be one of those people.
They're just not educated enough to, or responsible enough to be able to handle it.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I want to make sure I am. That's all. But yeah. What do you have for us? Give us some toys. What'd you get today, or what'd you look at, or what are you working on?
I have some more Simpsons videos and superpowers videos I'm working on. I think YouTube changed the algorithm because I'm getting a lot less views in my more recent videos. So I don't know what's going on. So maybe I need to release more frequently, more than just twice a week or 3 times a week.
Man, they really want to make it a full-time job for you before they'll actually let you reap any benefits from it.
Yeah, something like that. But kind of want to throw a little bit of something different in there, and I haven't really done a Masters of the Universe video in a long time.
Ooh.
Actually, that's a lie. I did one 2 weeks ago. Whatever. But I got a 7-inch scale, kind of a paying homage to the original ones that came out in 1982 or 1984, whenever it was. I got a updated Skeletor.
Hey, Skeletor!
He was pretty. He wasn't cheap. He wasn't on sale, but he was still pretty cheap. This is actually a really good figure. It's hard to tell when it's just on camera. It's more like when you see it up close. It's done pretty well for the price that I paid for it. But it's pretty much he took the original one that we had back in the 80s and they said, hey, let's make it super articulated, a lot more detailed, a lot bigger, just to fit a nerd that's in their middle ages now.
Nice, cool.
Like a kid that was a toddler is now middle age. He played with these toys now. Back then, now he's gonna play with it because he's weird like that.
I like how he's got the staff and the sword.
He's got a staff. He's got a sword. He's got a place to hold the sword.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
With both hands. He actually comes with interchangeable hands, so he can mimic his hands from the 80s toy.
Oh, nice.
When the ones I want to keep on him are the hands I want to keep on him are the ones that can hold the staff. Or he can hold the staff and the sword at the same time.
Can you does his wrist articulate to where you can have him hold the staff just upright, up and down? That's cool.
See? Super articulated.
Yeah, that's quite cool.
They hold both.
Nice.
So I got Skeletor.
So is that one that you got like recently, or is that one that you've had?
It's more recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I haven't been getting a whole lot of these
like
types of figures lately just because they're at a higher price. But this one's actually at the lower end.
Okay.
But there's Skeletor.
So cool.
He's gearing up for the Masters of the Universe movie that's filming right now. He's going to be played by Gerard Leto.
Nice. When is that supposed to come out?
Next year or sometime.
Okay.
It's got a good cast, though.
Man, I didn't realize there was another Avengers movie coming out.
There are two.
Is there two? Because obviously Captain America just came out, and then there's the
Next
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts is later this year.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four is later this year. And then
okay. I didn't know there was another
Avengers is probably summer of next year. And then again, summer of 2 years from now.
You know what I saw a preview of? And you just made me think of it because you said another Avengers movie. It's Scarlett Johansson in
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
World.
Jurassic World, yeah. Like a new era of Jurassic World. And I don't know if it's going to be any good, but I definitely want to watch it. So.
Yeah, they might be going a little bit into the silly, too much into the silly, too much into the sci-fi, because it looks like they're going to be genetically engineering like combinations of dinosaurs.
Yeah, I think it might be getting a little bit out there, but
we may have jumped the shark.
I think
given the last one, the last trilogy wasn't all that great. It kind of went in a weird direction.
Yeah, but I still want to watch it.
I'm still going to see it.
It's like all the Fast and Furious movies. All the stunts are absolutely ridiculous, but I still love them. Like, they're just so entertaining to me.
It's got Fast and Furious. I don't know if I've seen the last two because they've gotten bad. They're like, ugh.
Which ones? The Fast and Furious?
Yeah.
Or Jurassic Park?
Both, but I'd say Fast and Furious has gotten it's worse.
I love it because it's just so.
People who love it are like, yeah, that wasn't good. The last two were not good.
Oh, I still like it, but that I go into it knowing that whatever they're showing is absolutely absurd and they could never do it. Like, it would never work out that way, but it's fun to watch anyway, so.
You know, I think the last one I saw, and I was like, yeah, okay, I see what they're saying about it. It's took a big dip in quality. And they're kind of stretching it out too far. Was when they took like a Honda Accord into space and they sealed it with duct tape.
It was a Pontiac Fiero.
Whatever. I was like, okay, you lost me there.
Yeah. It was just, like you said,
duct tape, but on a Fiero, come on.
It was so ridiculous. Yeah.
And that was the last one.
In all reality, like...
The most recent one is the one where fans that defend that type of stuff said, nah, they went too far. They went way past where they should have gone.
I mean, in all fairness, they started going too far like a long, long time ago. So it's just... I mean, remember when they jumped the car between the 3 buildings?
That was when it was still good. I think they said, the fans said, bring it back to the streets. Don't go into space or don't jump mountains and somehow live perfectly. And I go, okay, now it's a cartoon.
Yeah. I don't know. It's something.
The point of diminishing returns.
It's something I'll still watch them, to be perfectly honest. I'm still going to watch it. I'll probably still enjoy it. I will never think it's the best thing out there, but I will still, just because it's a franchise, I would still watch it. But I digress.
I digest.
I already did that too. Anyway. All right. That's enough with the toys. Time to get into some breaking to us news. And I'm going to leave this off. I'm going to knock a few things out real quick. Oops. I'm doing this in the wrong order. Xavier Worthy first round draft pick of the Kansas City Chiefs, was arrested, was that last week? On a domestic violence charge. As it turns out, he was in a car with his girlfriend that he had just found out cheated on him, and he was trying to kick her out of the car and break up with her. But she didn't want that, so what she claimed was that he had choked her and called the cops. He basically got...
So did she tell him in the car while he's driving? Is that what happened?
He was trying to... I don't know if... Sorry, I might be wrong about the driving thing. He was trying to kick her out. I don't know if it was out of the car or out of his home in Texas, but she wouldn't leave. Instead, she called the cops and claimed that Xavier Worthy had tried to choke her. No. Gotta have marks on there, and furthermore, you gotta have evidence that the person that you're accusing of it, you can tell that they did it too. He basically got Trevor Bauer. I don't know if you remember the whole story with Trevor Bauer being charged with sexual assault. Like, it was a money grab, right? Some girl that he slept with her, but he did not sexually assault her. That they proved that, and through some text messages, because she was bragging about how she hooked up with Trevor Bauer. But it was it took such a long time for the truth to come out that it ruined Trevor Bauer's career. So I'm glad they figured this chick out before they just ruined Xavier Worthy's career before it ever really got started. So I don't know what the girl's name is, but you're a piece of shit. You took full advantage of, the Me Too movement and tried to accuse an innocent person of a pretty serious crime, quite frankly. So, and since we're on pieces of shit, I'm going to get one more out of the way. I don't know if you read this story. I forget where this happened, but this lady, she makes money by hosting like foster children. She's a foster parent. And apparently she's not a very good one, but because like a 10-year-old boy that she was fostering ran over to the neighbor's house and was trying to get away from her, and she went and got the kid and sat on him. Her big fat ass sat on him and crushed him to death. A little 10-year-old boy. You're a 340-pound person and you just sat on a 10-year-old boy's like head and neck. Like, you're a piece of shit. So I just want to point that out because that was just a disgusting story to me, and I feel like her face should be recognized as somebody who is absolute garbage and should go away to prison for a long, 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 long time.
Do we have any good news?
Yes.
Do we have more kids getting killed?
No, I just wanted to point that out because I think that's fucked up, and I feel like she should be recognized as a piece of shit. We're going to go into an embarrassment of riches, and that is the Ohio State quarterback situation. We got the red shirt, Julian Sain, that's supposedly up for the starting role, but then we also got this freshman who's apparently a stud, and Tavian St. Clair. I think there's a third one too, Lincoln Kleinholz.
Lincoln Kleinholz has been on the team for 2 or 3 years already.
I'll say I think he's like
played against Missouri.
Junior.
Yeah, he's the one that played in the bowl game against Missouri, and he just got flattened.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm imagining he's probably going to be, if he hasn't already, entering the transfer portal. But right now, it sounds like the two lead dogs in the race are between Sain and St. Clair.
St. Clair would be a true freshman, and Ohio State doesn't start a true freshman, which is why Julian Sain was not even close to being named as a starter for last year. It was always going to be between Devin Brown and
Kleinholz.
No,
or I mean Kleinholz.
I forget his name. He's real good. He's a fucking legend now.
Will Howard.
Man, it's late, guys.
Yeah, it's late.
A weekday.
It's late. But yeah, I think that's an embarrassment of riches. I think the one thing without going through the entire story, I think the challenge that Ryan Day probably has is naming a starter before. You almost have to determine the starter sooner rather than later because you don't want to get up in a situation where they're both looking at the transfer portal. You know what I mean? So I'm curious how that shakes out.
I'm calling now.
I imagine it's going to be sane just because, as you said, you don't really see Ohio State start freshman quarterbacks. So
Keenholz has been around. There's going to be at least third year. His name wasn't even mentioned as a potential starter for last year.
Yeah, I have to think.
It means he's not good. He's not that good.
Yeah, I have to think he's either a candidate for the transfer portal or he's just accepted that he's a backup because maybe he's not going to have very many options if he does enter the portal.
He was the best quarterback in North Dakota.
Well,
when he graduated.
There's that covers a broad range then of that could be a good thing, that could be a whatever thing. But
Denver Brown's going to Cal though. I kind of want to watch him.
Going to where?
Cal. He transferred.
Oh, okay.
Well, we knew he transferred before the postseason, before the playoffs.
Am I hearing? Speaking of quarterbacks that transferred from Ohio State, am I hearing that? Oh gosh,
Joe Burrow.
Names are escaping me. No. Who went to? Who transferred to Syracuse?
Tom McCord.
McCord. Did I hear that he's potentially going to get drafted?
I think he'll get drafted.
I mean, not early round.
It's not first round, possibly second round. So I think I heard he had a pretty good combine. I heard Will Howard had a not so great combine.
Huh. Well, good for Kyle McCord.
It's also what he put on tape, though. And we saw on tape from Will Howard was okay. And we saw from Kyle McCord this past year was some of it was good and some of it was incredibly terrible.
Yeah.
Like
that's why it would shock me if he went second round. Like maybe I was actually thinking like fourth or fifth round. Somebody takes a chance on him to see what he does.
Maybe fourth or fifth. I don't think second either.
Yeah, I have a hard time believing that.
So I don't think there's going to be.
I didn't see his combine, but I don't
think there's going to be enough demand for taking him in the second round, especially because they're still Quinn Ewers in the second round.
Yeah. Well, no, either way, as an Ohio State fan, I'm pretty thrilled to have that kind of like embarrassment of riches. I think that's a great problem to have. Two very promising quarterbacks, and one of them's a freshman, so maybe he's good with sitting a year.
He's sitting for at least a year, maybe 2 years.
Well, I feel like if he's sitting for a second year, he might.
Well, he probably sit for 2 years because Sian will start his sophomore year, his junior year, and then probably gone after his junior year.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, if St. Clair's that much of a stud, do you think he's okay sitting for 2 years, or do you think he transfers before that?
He should. There's also Aaron Noland. I don't know what happened to Aaron Noland. He probably transferred. Aaron Noland was, I think, he's a top 5 quarterback coming out of high school that committed to Ohio State, was projected to be our future until Julian Sand transferred in.
Well, hopefully the embarrassment of riches is just that, and they are both absolute studs. And I guess it's kind of weird because I guess you hope that Ryan Day does end up with a very difficult decision after next season. Hopefully St. has a great year, but hopefully St. Clair still looks really, really good. And the issue is, who do we keep as a starter? Because one of them is probably transferring if they're not the starter.
We also have a running back named Bo Jackson.
What's that?
We have a running back named Bo Jackson.
Cool. That's awesome.
His real first name is Lamar.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'd rather go with Bo.
Well, I mean, Bo Jackson, Lamar Jackson, both pretty talented, so not too bad. Not too bad. Anyway, yeah. I'm okay with that embarrassment of riches. Okay, last story. Apparently, Noah Lyles and Tyreek Hill are going to race after they've been talking shit on each other for the last few months. It's going to be, I believe, a 60-meter dash. I can't remember. Oh, 40-meter race. Here we go. Tyreek Hill, one of the fastest guys in the NFL. Noah Lyles, he's won gold medals in both the 100 and the 200. In the Olympics. One, is this a race that you would watch if you're able to? And two, who are you picking?
I don't know who any of those guys are, so I'm going to pick the black guy.
Well, they're both black.
I'm going to pick...
Tyreek Hill's a wide receiver in the NFL for Miami.
Oh, I know Tyreek Hill. Never mind.
Okay.
Who's the other guy?
Noah Lyles, he's an Olympic sprinter.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Olympics.
Okay. Well, he won the gold medal in the 100 meter. Barely by like 1/1000th of a second beat the Jamaican sprinter.
I know only one Olympian. She goes by the name of Reagan.
That's pretty funny. Anyway, are you taking the... So, again, Noah Lyles won the gold medal in the 100 meter this past Olympics. Tyreek Hill saying he's faster, but they're only going to run 40 meters. I don't know who I'm taking on that one. I think because it's a short race, Tyreek might have a chance just because, that at that distance, it's about being able to get up to speed very quickly, where Noah Lyles is, if you look at the races he ran in the Olympics, he came from behind to win. So he had great closing speed, but he took a little bit longer than some of the other sprinters to get up to that top speed. So I'm curious. I mean, I'm still picking Noah Lyles because, he's a sprinter. He's literally an Olympic sprinter. But Tyreek Hill isn't exactly slow either, so I don't know. Now, if I have to answer my own question, I will absolutely watch it if I can find out when it is. But I was interested in the Olympics. Obviously, I watch plenty of football and like watching the speedsters, so it sounds like that's probably more interesting for me than it is to you because you don't care about the Olympics as much, all that much outside of breaking. But anyway, all right, guys, we've I don't know if you heard it, but the alarm went off, which means it's about time for us to get into our closing thoughts. Before we do, don't forget to leave us a comment if you'd like to support what we're doing, like the episode, and definitely subscribe to the channel so you can see our new episodes, and the notification bell will let you know when we are off schedule, but the new episode is ready for you to play in the background. If you'd like to contribute some ideas and don't necessarily want to do it in the comments, you can always hit us up on email. That address is gagepodcast@gmail.com. Anyway, time to get into our closing thoughts. What do you have for us today, little bro?
Chicago Bears are going in the right direction. Draft more O-line people.
I like it.
Keep it going. Stop looking for that shiny new running back.
I think we can get somebody in the draft, but anyway. It's summertime. We're getting close to summertime, folks. Weather's finally warming up, so hopefully you guys are getting out, enjoying some sun, and don't forget to say Ferris. You see that? Say Ferris, yeah. One of the best movies of all time. All right, guys, that is going to do it for us. We are recording a little bit extra late this week. I think we're going to try to record, if Alex is okay with it, on Saturday to kind of keep up with our schedule and then get back on track after that. But yeah, I think we're going to call that an episode. And with that, get into where's my music? Where's my music? Where's my music? There it is. Play that. And we're going to thank you guys for joining us for yet another episode of the GAJ Podcast. Skeletor have the power? I don't know. There we go. Have a good week, everybody. We'll see you next time. Adios.